Sarah didn't get a chance to weigh in on the topic of what happened in Maine and AR-15s.
Yeah, I would love to see an assault weapons ban. Like President Reagan, I don't believe they're a sport or hunting instrument. It's like shooting fish in a bucket, but that's my
But
take.
also, if you shoot with an AR-15, let's say you shoot a deer, you can't eat it.
Uh-oh, retard alert! Retard alert, class!
Because you basically demolish.
In addition to that, but the hunt is about an actual difficult process, not massacring bodies of any kind. But my point is, I'd love to see that.
So first off, these groups of chucklefucks are talking about something they have no understanding of. It would be like the equivalent of me trying to explain or talk about the particulars of physics or astrophysics, right? It's just a field I shouldn't be talking about, but it's just funny how Democrats and leftists are always saying, you know, to talk about the statistics, the numbers, the facts, to be factually certain and true. But yeah, they're the biggest abusers when it comes to using misinformation. Now, when she says, when the other idiot said it's like shooting fish in the barrel, just because your gun is a semi-auto does not mean it's easier to hunt animals. And not only that, last time I checked, the Second Amendment was for people could have these, not only for recreational shooting and target practicing, but to defend their rights, liberty, and freedom from tyrannical forces. And it's also in the Constitution for groups of people to form militias against tyranny and communists or God knows what else. So Joey Behar said something very retarded, that you can't even eat the deer meat because the 5.56 or the 2.23 is such a powerful round. Here's the size of a 2.23 for those of you who are ignorant. It's not that big. It's a small bullet. It's high velocity, as for most military-grade weapons or calibers like this. They're meant to be high speed, to go through the body and wound the target. So there's kind of this misnomer that they're designed to kill. Not really. Military-grade ammunition, not military-grade, but military ammunition like this is designed to injure, because an injured soldier is more of a problem than a dead one. A dead one you can just leave out in the open or bury, but a wounded soldier is a drain on resources and units and so on and so forth. But this is a 2.23, and it's actually in bolt-action rifles. They have 5.56 and 2.23 in hunting formats, bolt-action rifles, and so on and so forth. So this is not going to ruin deer meat. They're trying to paint this caliber up as to be some like depleted uranium 20mm horseshit. But so this, again, not going to ruin the deer meat. Even this, 50 caliber, okay? This guy isn't going to ruin the deer meat. It might ruin the deer meat locally. It might produce a few chunks, or it might even split the animal in half. But even a caliber of this size is not going to ruin the deer meat per se. So unless if you're hunting deer with like a 40mm anti-tank weapon, or some with Apache or 20mm anti-material rifle, yeah, that's gonna ruin the meat because there's not gonna be anything left. But again, it's just anything from The View is mostly misinformation and political horseshit anyway. But yeah, it's just obnoxious. It's silly, and it's funny. Just when people try to talk about things that they absolutely know nothing fucking about. And of course, you know, she's saying that this would somehow not leave any meat. Just, you know, instead of having an expert on their, you know, panel actually talk about the specifics and, like, you know, the feet per second of caliber sizes and actually be informative so people could make their decision. But we're talking about The View. Joy Behar, I think, was she the one that also said like anti-Christian shit like before? She like hinted or like suggested the killing Christians. Well, so she's basically an evil Satanist whore anyway. But yeah, I just had to again call this out because it's misinformation, it's garbage, it's horseshit. And it makes for good content on this channel. But anyways, there's people out there that are full of shit the lie and spread misinformation to further their political agenda. And of course, like everything else we're seeing on TV and everything going on in real world events, the truth is being obfuscated, and people are making up bullshit to try and take away your rights and liberties. And these people feel threatened because people who are gun owners and who believe in the Second Amendment have a defense against tyranny, whereas these people who put their trust in the government and basically their tender asses are over a barrel to be like pulverized at will by a tyrannical force. So they're just jealous of the idea that someone can defend their household homes, rights, liberties, and freedoms. And again, the Second Amendment was not made for hunting deer, recreational shooting. It was made so people could form, again, militias, defend their states and defend their homes from tyrannical forces. But then again, these people are mentally handicapped. I can't even call them retarded because that'd be an insult to people who are mentally retarded. But yeah, these people are mentally deficient. They lie, they spread misinformation, and that's that. They suck. And there was someone who mentioned AR-15s. I overheard in a conversation where they said something along, it just makes them easier to kill people. The weapon does not make the ease. It's the use of the tool that does that. I mean, for God's sakes, the world's greatest sniper, Simo Häyhä, fucking killed 510 people with a bolt-action rifle over his career. He was killing over 5 Russians a day. So he was stacking bodies with a freaking bolt-action rifle. So people like to antiquate the AR-15, but to them, it's a catch-all for like just semi-automatic weapons. They don't know what the fuck they're talking about. They don't talk about the particulars of different weapons and rifles. But at the end of the day, it's all about the evil within the user. I mean, there was someone in China who stacked up 31 bodies with a knife. A knife. So, again, it's just tyrannical assholes. These are the same people who tried to strip you of your freedoms over COVID, and that's why there is a Second Amendment. Because people like this, people who spread misinformation on this level, who lie and deceive, are willing to lie and deceive about guns and health to try and control you, because they're sick sociopathic bastards. And even if you find happiness in collecting guns and firearms and shooting and being a recreational shooter, they want to strip, the things that you enjoy most. Why do you think there's wokeness with comic books, movies, TV shows, and Star Wars? Because they want to take the joy out of that. Same thing why they're also anti-religion, anti-Christian, because they see people find enjoyment in faith and unity and fraternity and family, and they hate that. They hate seeing people happy because they're godless scum. Even in the sense, I'm not even going to throw atheists and agnostics in with that bunch. These people are godless scum to the point where they have nothing in their souls but to seize and take people's happiness, their freedom, their rights and liberties.
Patriotism is dead. There's only rebels and tyrants now.
A world ready for the righteous and the pure to inherit.
Don't believe in surrenders. No, I still got my saber, Reverend. Didn't turn it into no plowshare either.
I'm taking over this territory.